What if graphene became our worst enemy? Imagine a world where the hero of science turns into the villain of a Marvel movie, where the material that was supposed to save humanity might secretly be plotting our destruction. Nope, we're not talking about the T-800 from Terminator, but something much thinner, just one atom thick in fact. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're diving into the story of graphene, the miracle material that could one day save the planet, or slice it up like molecular prosciutto. Welcome to Crazy Maybe, where science rhymes with, what if graphene decided to wipe us out? Spoiler, it kinda could. But let's start from the top, the superhero of materials science. Graphene is a sheet of carbon that's just one atom thick. Literally. It's so thin that if you blink, it disappears, and yet it's 200 times stronger than steel, conducts electricity better than gold or copper, and moves electrons faster than a sprinter on quantum steroids. Basically, if Superman had a handkerchief, it would be made of graphene. Potential uses? Batteries that charge in 5 seconds, quantum computers the size of a tic-tac, foldable screens straight out of sci-fi. In short, graphene seems like the answer to everything, but like every superhero, it has a dark side. Invisible blades, when graphene gets mad. In 2013, researchers at Brown University discovered something creepy. When you break graphene into tiny pieces, it turns vengeful. Those tiny flakes act like molecular razor blades, slicing through cells like biological sashimi. Invisible ninjas, no throwing stars, just atom-thin edges that cut straight through cell membranes like a microscopic scalpel with anger issues. And here's where it gets freakier. A 2022 European review confirmed that graphene can cross the blood-brain barrier. Translation: it can reach your brain. Yes, this 2D troublemaker could go sightseeing in your neurons. And no, it's not a polite guest. When oxygen becomes a chemical weapon. But wait, there's more. Graphene can also trigger every biologist's least favorite phrase, oxidative stress. What is it? Basically, it's when oxygen stops being your friend and starts destroying everything like a drunk Godzilla. In certain conditions, graphene particles transform oxygen into toxic molecules known as ROS, reactive oxygen species, a sort of molecular Hulk screaming, "Oxygen smash!" Some scientists even compare it to asbestos. Yes, that miracle material that now lives in lawsuits and depressing Netflix documentaries. Will graphene follow the same path? Hopefully not, if we treat it with respect. Good graphene versus murderous graphene. Important note, not all graphene is a microscopic serial killer. Solid graphene, like the kind used in electronics or water filters, totally chill. That's like your nerdy cousin who studies engineering and helps you build IKEA furniture. The danger starts when graphene becomes a dust or aerosol, microscopic fragments that can be inhaled. It's like the difference between seeing a lion at the zoo and finding one in your shower. So scientists handle it, breaking bad style, gloves, masks, ventilation, and maximum respect for the invisible. The two faces of the future. Graphene is still the top candidate to revolutionize our world, from regenerative medicine to ultra-efficient solar panels, to quantum computing and next-gen batteries. It's like science crafted the ultimate material in Minecraft, but forgot to read you the fine print. It's powerful, beautiful, revolutionary, but needs to be wielded like a katana. History's lesson. Remember asbestos, DDT, radioactive face creams? Every miracle material came with a warning sign. Eventually, graphene's warning might be this: science isn't magic, it's responsibility. The real revolution isn't just about inventing the next big thing. It's about understanding how to use it without ending up in a future disaster documentary. So, next time you hear that graphene will save the world, remember, even superheroes need a safety manual. If you enjoyed this atomic trip through invisible blades, curious neurons, and sci-fi materials, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell. Because here at Crazy Maybe, we don't just ask weird questions. We jump into them, get sliced up by graphene, and come back with a video. And remember, not everything transparent is harmless, especially if it's thinner than your best-kept secret. Crazy curiosities. Graphene is so thin that just 1 gram could cover an entire football field. Don't worry, no one's tried it yet. except maybe Elon Musk on a weird weekend. A single sheet of graphene absorbs only 1% of light, so it looks transparent, but it can still generate solar power. It's like staring at glass and accidentally charging your phone. And no, it's not in vaccines. But if it were, it'd probably make your brain buffer every time you try to remember your Netflix password. What if graphene became cheap and everywhere? Year 2037. Graphene prices crash. Now it's cheaper than a basic avocado toast. People start using it for everything. Babe, have you seen my charger? Did you lose it again? No, it turned invisible. It's made of graphene. Of course. Graphene clothing. Say goodbye to stains, wrinkles, and public transportation sweat. These outfits self-clean, auto-repair, and, if you accidentally charge them via USB, they might electrocute your hopes and dreams. Graphene smartphones. Battery lasts a whole week. Screens fold like origami. And the camera is so advanced, it photographs your thoughts. Click. Thought about your ex again. Shame. Graphene smart homes. Transparent walls but insulated. Fridges that warn you if you're gaining weight. Mirrors with built-in deepfake filters. Good morning, you look like a Wednesday, but you got this. Graphene cars. Half the weight, zero fuel, from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour faster than you can say Tesla. But be careful. Alexa, park the car. Crash. Graphene too light. Car took off like a drone. Graphene gaming consoles. Instant loading. Ultra-realistic graphics. But if you rage quit, the console auto starts a therapy session. You lost. Want to talk about your abandonment issues? If graphene truly became the everyone's material, life would be a perfect mix between Black Mirror, Rick and Morty, and the IKEA of the future. Someday we might say, remember when graphene was only for scientists and labs? Now we're using it to line our cat's litter box. Next episode, what if your toaster became sentient powered by graphene?